Yo. Turquoise. Blue. Greenish blue. I don't know. I've played through just about all of them. I still rank Super Metroid as one of my all-time favorites, but I was raised on Metroid 2 for the Game Boy. So way before I ever played Super Metroid, I was like beating Metroid 2 like 5 times over. As for which ones are my favorites, I really liked Zero Mission a lot. I like the Prime series, but it's really hard to replay those because they're just so lengthy. They're great for the first time through, but then you're like, I don't need to do that anymore. The only one I haven't played is the 3DS one, Samus Returns. Out of the Primes, I'd have to say Prime 1 was probably my favorite, followed by Prime 2, and then 3 was kind of a forgettable mess for some reason, even though it was, you know, a much-needed conclusion. I still enjoyed playing it, but, like, I don't know, it didn't do anything new. Prime 1, first time playing it, was just surreal, just, like, wow, I'm actually Samus. This is amazing, you know? That kind of feeling. Yeah, Samus Returns is the Metroid 2 remake, so it was surprising to me that I actually had no interest playing it. But I guess not that surprising. When I saw the reviews and I saw how it played and the way they constructed it, I had no interest. I had already played another Metroid remake too, and I thought that was really swell. I don't know. I just didn't think it was all that. Just half of 45, 22.5. Then this would be 67.5. This one would be 90. That doesn't look right for some reason. Oh, that's why. They don't share the same anchor points. If you had to play them and you've never played them before, I would definitely recommend Super Metroid first, followed by the Game Boy Advance Samus Returns. Metroid Fusion was really good. then the Prime series, and then Metroid Dread. I would avoid the hell out of I don't even want to get into it, but you know the one I'm talking about. Avoid the Wii one. Don't play that one. Like, I don't even want to talk about it. Don't get me started. Don't get me started. Oh my god. Why is this? Anchor points. Anchor points are going to be the death of me. Is not what I wanted. Man, I thought I had this centered up already. Let's try this again. Why is that so off kilter? It's because this is off kilter. Dread was really good, yeah. I can't seem to get enough of Dread. I keep watching videos about it. and just good, challenging fun. The only thing I don't like, okay, there's several things I don't like, but one of the big things I don't like is how there's very, very little reward for completing challenges and stuff. It's just some artwork and that's it. And once you've seen the artwork, it's like, But that was the same with Metroid Zero Mission, so I really can't expect much. Are you all centered up now? Can I just center you and you'll be fine? Yes, good. Excited or terrified to make an Endwalker dance video? You know, when Shadowbringers came around, I had no idea. Like, I was scrambling to find music and stuff and, like, try to think of an idea prior to playing the game, and then I played the game and inspiration hit me, so coming into Endwalker, I'm not that worried. And I've put so much effort into some videos that just, like, months and years, almost a year of effort into some videos, and they're just not hitting off the way I thought they would. So at the end of the day, I'm just like, you know what? I don't care. If it becomes cool, or if everybody likes it, great. If it falls off the face of the earth, at least I had fun, you know? That's the way I want to approach it. At least I had fun. kind of the 14 community dad. I don't know about dad. I'd say more like a kooky uncle. If you want a 14 community dad, you need to look at like Llama Todd or Rin. That's who I think of when I think 14 community dads. And then you got your, you know, Final Fantasy 14 community cousin, Mr. Happy, and I don't know, what would Larry be? I can't even think of an idea for Larry. This is mostly for the joke of saying dad. Larry is an actual dad. He has to make the monies for real. I'm not a dad. I'm probably never gonna have kids, and I'm okay with that. Larry's the crazy roommate. Larry's the friend who always pops in the sitcom. Larry's that guy who pokes his head through the door and everybody, and the laugh track just immediately goes off, and then people are applauding, like cheering, like, yay, it's him. He's a sitcom character. Right, exactly. He just slides into the door. It's like dragoons. Have you heard about Summoner? Okay, this is the tricky part. I want to make this a 3D thing. But the thing is, every arrow has its own 3D flipped counterpart, so that no matter what angle you're viewing it from, you can still see the arrow. So it's like, it's a cross section. It's got a 90-degree cross section on top of it. You can't see it from the top, but if you're looking at it from the side or directly in front of the arrow, you can see it. And they do this trick a lot because it saves space, but it still gives the same 3D effect. Dagger, I cannot right now. I am doing something. Just because I'm talking doesn't mean I'm talking to you. Please leave me alone. So what I'm gonna do here is color code these and make them pink. And make them all 3D. And then we're gonna rotate each of their... No, that's not what I want. We're gonna rotate each of their... No, that's not what I want either. Is it the Y rotation? No. Is it the Z rotation? No. Shit. How do I make them roll? Did you pay Premiere? Yeah, I have a subscription. If you can learn the free programs, I would suggest doing so. There we go. That's what I want to do. Okay, so it's the... Oh, it's different for each one because they're all oriented differently. So I'm just going to have to go through, look at them, and then determine which one I want to rotate. Not that one. Is there a particular type of 14 content you want to see more of on YouTube? It's been a while since we had a really funny Machinima. But I think most people don't give a shit about Machinima anymore. Or Machinima, whatever you want to call it. Machinima. So I was excited to see some big players from World of Warcraft come over and make some content, but it's so much trouble to like export the God, I cannot see what I'm doing. Cancel. What was I saying? I gotta turn all of these into 3D, don't I? Did I reset these? Wait, what happened? I thought for sure I flipped you. Did I undo that? Oh, I see. I guess I undid it. What was I talking about? It's hard to do Machinima correctly in 14. There's just not enough tools for creators in there. So I don't blame anyone for getting frustrated about it and not trying. It's even harder to do it legally, so to speak, because you look at the rules behind like I don't know about anyone else, but when I make content, I want Square Enix to like notice it. I feel like I've said this 1,000 times before, but like if there's anything questionable about like the content is, oh fuck, this is difficult. Look at that, it's off kilter now. Look at that. That's so bad. Damn it. I am seriously going to have to go through each of these arrows and manually rotate. Yeah, it would be perfect, like I said in Duty Recorder, if there was a detachable camera to just fly around with. It would be even more perfect if you could freeze frame animations and like have greater control over the animations, but I know why they're not ever going to let you do that. Like I just wish they were a little more open about the idea of people ripping the models into fucking, you know, Gmod and just going ham, you know, having fun with the models, you know. But they're never going to, because that is technically a violation of their media usage, so. God, how do I rotate these the way I'm trying to without having to do this step? It's a pain to get it like exactly the way I want it. Yeah, because if I shift the mouse one way, It's off by like 0.2 degrees. Like, I'll even go ahead and say I use third-party tools when I have to. Like, if it's just so much of an inconvenience to not to do the workaround, if it's gonna take like hours, months, days out of my life, then yeah, I'm going to use a third-party tool to get the job done. But what I want to avoid at all costs is making it obvious that I'm using a third-party tool, you know? I want to make it look like it was done legit in-game, you know, as much as possible. Aside from like green screening and all that other stuff, you know, that stuff that you can do with Reshade. If I'm going to I'm not gonna like grab a model that the player should have no access to, you know? That's where I'm at right now. As far as like philosophy, I guess. I don't know. It sounds really dumb when I say it out loud, I guess. God, this is infuriating. How do I rotate these cleanly without fucking it over? Oh, look at that. I hold shift and it just snaps to, okay. Okay. Snaps to 90 degrees. There we go. So I just got to do that like 12 more times. Still want to do a series about how to properly film in 14. I mean, to the best of my knowledge, like a summation of my experience, like little clips and snippets, and hope that it's helpful to other people who want to try it out. But I feel like I'm going to run into the issue of like, well, how do you handle weather? And I don't know how to approach that question without like strongly hinting at using cheats. Did it right. They should all have. Yeah, that's looking good. Yeah, so no matter how I rotate this. Yeah. Now, here's the next problem. is when I go into nesting this, will it keep its 3D property? Like if I pre-compose this and say compass, keep it 3D, if I twist it, no, it's flat. Son of a bitch. How do I pre-compose it as a 3D object? Yeah. See, the thing about the weather, I don't want to like go on the record and say like, oh well, SE is okay with it so long as you're not doing anything illegal. Like I can't speak for Square Enix, you know, and I can't say that it's okay to do this, you know, because I myself could get like in lots of trouble for just saying something like that. Can I group these together and just like make them all behave under one marker? This sucks. Yeah, it's a total violation of the terms of service. You can't advertise or talk about like how you go about doing these kinds of things, you know? That's why there's no like legit guides about how to use ACT. There's no legit publicly seen guides about how to use these tools, you know? You have to go into a Discord and find that out, and you have to go digging for it. Because otherwise, if it's too visible, Square Enix is going to see it, and they'll have to take measures to tear it down. With G-Shade, they have said that G-Shade and Reshade are okay because it's a post-processing thing and it's not hurting gameplay at all. It's not hacking into the game or anything like that. To me, it's the same as like going into Photoshop, and after you take your screenshot, you put it into Photoshop. It's just streamlining that whole workflow by just doing it right on top of your screen. This is a pickle because now I have 32 layers that I want to be able to animate. How do I get these 32 layers to animate without losing my goddamn mind? Let's take a look at this again. All they do is fade in and rotate. And they have this like reddish shadow that extends out. And they also have some kind of overlaying effect. suppose I could parent them to a null object and then animate them from that null object. Let's see if that works. Let's make it 3D. Rotate the null object. Yes, that works. Yeah, okay. Then I can move it around. I can even animate the rotation on it. Yeah. So now I want to properly animate the rate at which they rotate. So it'd be the Z rotation. And I'm actually going to use a expression to control the rotation. So I'm going to have to do a lot of push and pull. So I'm going to say time times, let's say, 5. So with every frame, it multiplies the rotation times 5. So at about this frame, it's at 17 degrees-ish. And it's actually going backwards. So I'm going to say time times -5. And now it should be rotating in the same direction, but it needs to be faster. So I'll say time times -25. That's closer, but it's still faster in the game because let's call that 0 degrees. It goes back about, it hits 90 degrees in about, I don't know how many frames. So a little bit faster, let's say 50. That is actually pretty close. Maybe just a little bit faster. Yeah, that's actually pretty spot on. Okay, so that will continuously spin. Now I just got to give it some effects. So we're going, since I need all of these layers to have the same effect, I'm going to add a new adjustment layer. And we're going to add a shadow, a radial shadow. And that radial shadow is going to project from the center of these. Has to be pretty dead on or it's gonna right about there at that corner. Adjust the distance. That looks pretty good. 100% opacity. And then for the color, just sample that. And there we go. looks pretty good. However, there's still one more thing. There's some texture. It's very subtle, but each of these has textures. Even the small arrows, even though they sometimes look white, they're still rotating through a texture. So I gotta recreate that texture and then I gotta overlay it onto this. So I'm gonna make a new solid. No, cancel. Layer, new, solid. We'll just say, oh, it's about this color. I don't care because I'm going to change it up. We're going to create a fake texture using turbulent noise, I think it was. Yeah. Find one that kind of matches what we're going for. I'd say swirly is the closest. But I don't want this to just be random swirls. I want it to kind of have some definition, so I'm going to make it rotate around a center point. Let's go with polar coordinates. And with polar coordinates, I can say rectangular polar. And now it's rotating around a center circle. And then I can go in and transform some of the texture itself. Need it to be that complex. We'll turn that down a bit, save on some rendering time. Kind of stretch out from the center. It's going to be a static image. Somehow I got to make it to where it applies to all of this. I'm actually going to go ahead and nest this. Call it rotating compass. Have this track mat to that, and that's a bit too much, but that is kind of the effect I'm going for. Now that I got everything kind of laid out, I just got to play around with the blending until I get something that looks close.
Yeah.
That's pretty close right there. it keeps rotating in the opposite direction.
Come on.
Okay, that looks pretty good. Go get a drink of water.
Come on.
water turned into food break, so. I love this new feature. After Effects will actually continue to render like indefinitely if you have a certain option turned on. So now I don't have to like hit play and then wait for it to be done. If I'm going for a coffee break, I'll come back and the animation will be rendered out. Like, that's cool. Like, that seems like a feature that should have just been. And I can turn it off if it's like causing too much stress. This is like a brand new feature that they just released the other day.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I was going to get food. Okay, now I need to turn my attention to the next little bit. This thing, this monstrosity, whatever this shape is. I don't know if it's Bahamut's silhouette, but it definitely makes me think of Bahamut. So whoever designed it was very clever in that regard. It's not quite Bahamut, but it alludes to Bahamut. As for the texture, it's kind of rocky. You got like a silhouette going all the way around it. It has kind of a 3D look to it. I don't know how well I'm going to be able to emulate that. But we'll see. Which makes sense because the kind of attack it's for is like smaller comet drops hitting the player in rapid succession, or one after the other. All right. Somehow I got to make the texture. That's kind of close. And yeah, this is Thornton. Well, Thoradin has a lot of attacks from they just threw in a bunch of different attacks from different mechanics prior to it. Because you got your meteor jumps from the Lancer dudes. You got some mages casting fire and ice stuff that are taken from Shiva. You got the warriors with their earth attacks that are reminiscent of Titan.
Come on.
Kind of like that right there. So I'm gonna have to take that and go with it. Or I could center this up. And then just move the texture over to match. There we go. I can't get it perfect, but I can still get it. Still do something with it. So let's add the tritone to get that color. Let the glow effect. May not work. Kinda does. Yeah, they I know what you're talking about. The rim lighting or whatever is happening there. I was going to add that on using another glow effect, but I want to make it look good on the inside first. At least I think I can get the glow effect to work the way I want it to. Fucking A. I hate it when this happens. Okay, there we go. Scroll wheel wants to be a jerk. Like, I want to add an inverse shadow.
Yeah.
No, the icon doesn't rotate, it just bounces.
Okay.
I mean, honestly, I could go with that and it would still be fine. But I do want to get that edge glow, and I'm trying to figure out how. Oh, that's right. Glow based on the alpha. only problem with that is now the glow looks very geometrical and not what I'm wanting. That's like the opposite of what I want. That looks pretty cool. Still the opposite of what I want. Get rid of all the effects on the duplicated shape and use that shape as a cookie cutter for the previous one. And there you go. That looks pretty good. I mean, it's not one-to-one perfect, but gets the job done. So So I'm gonna pre-compose those together. We'll call this Sharp Shard. Now I can start positioning and animating.
Come on.
Just kind of hangs there for a couple frames at the top of it. To about right there. And hops back down to the original position. And repeats from there. Of course, it's a little smoother. So it starts off kind of slow. So I'm just gonna mess with that timing there. Kind of ease into the
Come on.
just a little bit. And then my favorite trick in the book here, if I alt click on the stopwatch here to open up the expression, I type in loop out parentheses cycle comma 0 semicolon, and that will loop the animation forever after the last keyframe there. So I just have to keyframe just the looping animation, and then After Effects does the rest. Place those keyframes at the start. You just learn some tricks and they help. So now what I'm worried about is intro and outro. So if you look at the footage, it drops and fades in. So I'm actually going to nest this shard loop, and I'm going to animate both the, whoop, no, for some reason let's try that again. Recompose, move all attributes into the new shard loop. Okay. So we're gonna animate the opacity. It starts off at 0. And then right about here is where it hits 100%. So it kind of fades in like that. And I also got to animate the drop. So it starts from on high. Say it starts about 3 shards up. Yeah, it looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, it has the ring too. I just noticed. Like right there. Little ripple ring comes out. It's a good thing I already have that in another composition. I can just copy paste that over. As for the wheel, the compass, as soon as that lands down, it just kind of scales in and fades in. Very quickly, just kind of zip right into view. But I don't want it to scale from that point, so I gotta move the anchor point. Almost there. So the ring I'm talking about, I actually made already for another target. Should be able to just copy paste it over. Look at that. Gosh, it even lines up with the timing. Just about. After Effects really makes me feel super smart when I figure stuff out. This is too big. Okay, so this is 25 frames long. So I need to make all of this about 25 frames long as well. What did I do wrong here? I miscounted? Oh, I did. $57 frames. Still off kilter. Oh. This is frustrating. I do it? You gonna animate right? Still gonna be in sync 30 frames later, 30 seconds later. Roughly. I'll take it. Okay, what happened to one of the arrows? I didn't tell you to disappear. What happened to you? Oh, it's the big arrows that are missing. What happened to them? Where'd they go? Oh, they don't. Maybe now? There we go. Okay, that's what was going on. That means that I need to make this rotation even smaller. Can't have it be a time thing. I have to keyframe it. Go out here, 2, 1. I suppose I could make it even smaller. Because technically it'll look the same even at 45-degree rotation. So if I keyframe it at just prior to 45 degrees. Nope, not correct. Maybe 90 degrees. that. You can barely see the seam on that, but that's actually just rotating, then snapping back, and then rotating and then snapping back. That looks good. Don't need it to be 45 seconds, it can just be 15 seconds long. I don't know of any mechanic marker that lasts longer than 15 seconds. And as for the outro, I wanted to leave the outros for the people to do, like the fade out or whatever, because most of it is just fading out, so all you have to do is add a fade out transition. So I haven't been putting in the outro animation, also because when you're doing a guide or whatever, sometimes while you're explaining it, you want the marker to stay up and bouncing on the screen for a little while, saying, okay, this is what this does, blah, 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 and not have it disappear on you constantly. That's just distracting. And besides that, I don't want to be the one to dictate, like, how long a marker should stay on the screen. Even if I'm looking at it from, like, a reference point, like this marker right here doesn't stay on the screen that long. It shows up for, like, maybe all of 3 seconds, and then you have that much time to react. But I'm sure that, you know, that's variable depending on the fight. So I don't add an outro wherever I can help it. That is to say, I did have to add an outro to something like the acceleration bomb, because that's just a no-brainer. That will always be 3 seconds, you know? But the rest of them, I wanted to leave the length up to the person. Okay, is this done? I need to add an intro. There's no point to this except to make it easier for me later on to use these. Yeah, that looks pretty good. What would you call this? Is this like the comment marker? I mean, the attack is called Comet. Still though, I love how that compass wheel turned out. I'm definitely going to be using that for other compositions. Should I make this bigger? wondered, did that actually... Yeah, I'll have to increase the size individually. The other thing I'm worried about is the cutoff right up here. Since it's dropping down, I don't want it to have that like hard edge cut off when it fades in, so I'm actually going to change the composition settings a little bit. Change the aspect ratio to portrait. And that should fix that. There we go. Perfect. Let me just double check I got everything I want. Okay, this is actually a little bit more white than red, so I'm going to change that ring. And when it fades out, it's about the same size as the compass ring, so I'm going to adjust that. A little bit bigger. This is the only place? Oh, neat. Love it when I get a unique mechanic I'll never have to use the marker for ever again. Great. Here's hoping I'm not wasting my time by making this. Make it white. Let's see. Could just adjust the brightness. But I like the glow too much. Nah, not the glow. It's never quite opaque. It's always a little bit see-through. What advice, wisdom has helped me in the most in my life so far? Just Google it. Like, no, seriously, like, anytime. That sounds so basic, but like, most of the time, if I'm running into a serious problem that I can't figure out, I just Google it. You can tweet that and quote, Denmo life advice. Just Google it, unquote. And it's crazy because, like, with the ability to find knowledge these days, there sure are a lot of people who don't need to know much at all. There's a whole lot of knowledge that you just don't need to hang on to anymore. And it's both kind of scary and kind of awesome at the same time. I feel like it fades out too fast. It should be fine. Anything more than this, I think, is just going to be nitpicky. Looks good. Let's plop it in with the others. Cool. Sorry, I don't really have philosophical life advice off the top of my head at the moment anyway. Well, I guess one sappy thing is that learning to love yourself is one of the most important things. And it's a tough journey, some more than others, but learning to love yourself is like key. If you can't do that, you're really just gonna bring everybody around you down, because you're gonna be constantly seeking that affirmation from other people. And I can't say that I'm an expert at learning to love myself, you know, or at loving myself, but I would say that that's probably the most important thing In this day and age, anyway. All right. How long have I been at this for? That one was tougher than I thought. Yeah, 2 hours. Oh, that's fine. There are others, for sure. But, like, that comet marker I want to do, the meteor circles and stuff. I definitely want to do those little bouncy balls with the tethers attached to them. That's going to be another day, though, because I'm going to have to figure out how to make a 3D sphere in After Effects to achieve this one. But at least I'll know how to make the rock inside thanks to this. I can just copy what I did here, but change the shape. So that'll be good. But yeah, I'll save that for another day. Alright guys, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate y'all helping me concentrate and chatting. I am gonna go ahead and sign out and do some other stuff. Yeah, just Google it. How to love yourself. Just Google it. Anyway, take care.